Good evening, everybody. It's Dr. Mo with Morning Cup of Moes. I want to say it once again. Thank you guys for always tuning in. Thank you guys for please liking, sharing, subscribing, doing all that good stuff. We got a good show going on today. We got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of topics to cover. Doc, what are they?
Some new things as well.
Yeah.
I'm glad you put some garbage on our table today.
Oh, stop it. Perfectly says the guy with two LeBrons over there.
The topics are for today. We're starting with coffee as always. We got Matari. We got something different. We've tried Matari in the past, but this is a little different. 7 things most people take a lifetime to learn. Would you rather? New segment. We got Chiropractic Corner. We're going to talk about headaches today. We got the Masters, UFC 287, NBA playoff picture, and we have a little bit of NFL talk.
Yep.
Let's get to the coffee. What do we got today?
So I think we were both after fasting today. We're both like, hey, I want that Adana tea. So we just went and got that. It's our Old Faithful over there. So if you haven't tried it at Matari, try their Adana.
Try it. It doesn't get a rating. We already rated it.
Yeah, we already rated it. So the other one that we got was a Mawafar. It's a medium roast with cardamom and milk. Told them light on the milk. This is it right here. Good. Your cup's poured out right there. Let's see how this is.
There we go. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Too milky?
Nah, it doesn't look too horrible.
I like it.
It's a different taste.
I like it.
It's a different taste. I don't mind it. No, that's good.
Milky, but coffee as well.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. 6'3".
Oh, come on, man. That's
6'3". That's good.
Low.
That's good. If I'm giving the Adana, which is my Old Faithful, anywhere from like a 6'9" to 7'1".
I don't like your scale.
This ain't going anymore. I'm sorry. I got standards. You don't. It's okay. Go ahead. What's your standards?
7'2".
7. Yeah. See, that's just high.
No, I think a 7 is a C.
Doesn't
You just
matter.
gave that a D.
Yeah, it's okay. It's good.
Get out of here.
Gotta have standards, baby. It's okay. But no, I'll go back and get that. But I always get this Adana. Like one minute I find something
that no one likes.
it's
telling
okay.
you.
Yeah, I was.
You were.
I was.
Long story. Continue.
7 things most people take for a lifetime to learn. It's by Stephen Bartley from the Mind Journal. So I had this sent over to me, and I actually really liked them. So once again, believe there's, like we said, 7 things. I'm going to say the first 4. You say the next ones. So let's get started.
Let's go.
Feeling sad after making a decision doesn't mean it was the wrong decision. Life is not tiring. Wanting life to be a certain way, but not having the confidence to make it that way is tiring. Self-awareness is realizing that there is no opponent. You're fighting against yourself. Sometimes saying goodbye doesn't mean you don't love something. It just means you love yourself too.
That's good. Number 5, the lesson will repeat itself until you learn it. 6, if you keep one hand on your past and one hand on your future, you'll never have either. To embrace tomorrow, you must let go of yesterday. That's
Love
good.
that one.
7, the world starts and ends entirely inside your mind. No matter where you end up, no matter how rich or successful you become, you won't enjoy any of it if you get there at the expense of your mental health.
Let's get into them. Let's get into them.
7 is my favorite.
Which one?
7?
Is it?
Yeah, the one I just read. Well, let's start at the top. Like you said, feeling sad after making a decision doesn't mean it was the wrong decision.
So my head went to this completely like, when you go to buy something, like I always, whenever I buy anything for myself,
like buyer's remorse.
I have buyer's remorse like crazy, especially when it's for me. Like when it's for wife, kids, family, whatever, anybody else, gift, dude, I have no issues with it at all. Like 0.
Yeah, like when you buy something for yourself, you're always like, do I actually deserve this?
Do I deserve it? Do I need it? Do I, I'm like, I'll make 101 different excuses. And that's with everything, even like for in the office, like, is it worth it? And I feel like that's just buying it for me.
Yeah.
So I thought of that right away was my first thing. And then the other thing is like, when it goes along with the, cutting somebody off or saying goodbye with number 4, where it's like, it's a hard decision. You might feel like it was the wrong decision for a little bit. You might be sad after, but it was the right decision at the end of the day. So cutting people off. Yeah. I think just getting rid of what I call the cancers in your life, that the energy suckers out of your life.
Yeah, in life, if nothing's adding up, you got to start
cutting, got to start subtracting. So that is huge. Next one, life is not tiring. Wanting life to be a certain way, but not having the confidence to make it that way is tiring.
Just let life happen. I think that's the biggest thing. I think we're too invested in a picture perfect life where I want this, like this, and this, and this, and this. Cross the bridges when you get there. Rather, don't cross the bridge that's not in front of you because you can't do that.
Yeah. I see that. I went about it a little bit different, and the way I read it was, wanting life a certain way, but not having the confidence to make it that way is tiring. It's the self-confidence. It's knowing that your self-worth, knowing what you are capable of.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
And if you're not knowing what you're capable of and not knowing your self-worth, and you just let the world kick you down, well, the world's not going to respect if you don't respect yourself. So you got to sort of show and exude that confidence in yourself, not arrogance. There's a fine line between arrogance and confidence, but you got to be able to be that confident to sort of get your goals across and get what you want to happen, and let people see you that way. Because if you don't see yourself that way, no one's going to see you that way.
Kind of goes back to work in silence.
Work in silence.
Your success do the talking.
Yeah. But you just gotta love yourself at the end of the day.
Love yourself to be great.
What's the next one here?
Sometimes saying, no, we're on 3.
Oh, 3.
Self-awareness is realizing that there is no opponent. You're fighting against yourself. I feel like this goes back to every single day is a day to make yourself a better you. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Don't worry about what that person's doing. Yeah. Worrying about how do you make Dr. Mo better. Yeah. I feel like that goes to that, because a lot of times people get distracted in, oh, he's successful in this way. How come I'm doing this and this and that? Worry about yourself. Worry about you. And it's not a matter of, I think this goes along with what I just said, of just self-awareness and self-confidence. It's just knowing that it doesn't matter what everybody else is doing around you. It's about you and the person in the mirror. That's it. Plain 100%. And simple. Make it happen. Oh, yeah. For sometimes saying goodbye doesn't mean you don't love something. It just means that you love yourself too. And this is, I always take this with, like we said earlier, cutting off people. More relationship, right?
Yeah. Well, I think more relationship, more habits, whether it's smoking or not exercising or eating unhealthy. It's, you could say goodbye to those, cancers in your life. But, I feel like this is just self-evaluating and sort of seeing what is hurting you and helping you, and keep what's helping you around and cut off what's not helping you. So this one I have a hard time with. I really do. Yeah. Whether it's even with employees, if it's with friends, if it's with family, when they're energy suckers, or when employees, if they're not doing what they need to be doing, it's hard to cut them, because you grow a relationship with them in the office. So it's, they become sort of your friends at work, so it's hard to cut them, because I truthfully have a hard time. We're a smaller office. We got all of 5 to 7 employees, and over the past 10 years, I've had a hard time firing people. There's only a handful that I have.
It's tough, because with work, you got to look for productivity.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I feel like human nature is basically, we have a hard time telling the difference between what love is and getting used to things. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of times for relationships, for example, some people are just so used to the fact of that person being there. It doesn't necessarily mean that they love them, but the fact of getting used to that person, cutting them out and like reevaluating their life. Mm-hmm. I think that's what people have a hard time with. Yeah. The whole getting used to.
Habit. It's just in a habit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of, that's tough at that point, but at the same time, if you got to cut people off, you got to cut people off.
Yeah.
That lesson will repeat itself until you learn it. How do you take that?
This is kind of like the jackass that always falls in the hole, keeps falling on the hole until it takes a different route.
Until it takes a different route.
Basically help yourself,
Yeah. And it's, if you keep on repeating the same problem over and over again,
same result,
you're going to get the same result. So just learn from your mistakes at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's like running into this wall directly head on. If you run into it 10 times, what's your result going to be?
Yeah.
Get knocked back down.
Get a concussion. If you keep one hand on your past and one hand on your future, you'll never have either. To embrace tomorrow, you must let go of yesterday.
That's like 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out the door.
You're all in or you're not. Plain and simple.
Be 100.
Be 100. And this is the whole thing of short-term memory. Don't dwell in the past. Look at the future, dive into the future, and plan for the future.
Be a dog.
Be a dog. Go ahead. Number 7, what was that?
The world starts and ends entirely inside your mind. No matter where you end up, no matter how rich or successful you become, you won't enjoy any of it if you get there at the expense of your mental health.
Yeah.
Basically, this is valuing mental health at the top. You'll be the richest person in the world, but if you're dwelling about the past or you're stressed out, how good is that money to you if you're not using it,
I'm with you. I don't, money, and that's where I always come from with, money doesn't buy happiness.
It doesn't.
It makes life comfortable. It makes you to the point where it makes things more accessible. It makes things more convenient.
But if you're a billionaire and you're sick or you have sick family members, that's just dwelling on your psyche and making you super sad.
Yeah. So I'm
can't buy health.
I'm with you there. Let's get into this. Would you rather?
Am I going first?
Yes, you are.
All right, listen. I had a hard time with this, but on the way here, I thought of it in the car. I made it up.
You actually made it up?
I made this one up.
I always look them up. Okay, go ahead.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather? Two different scenarios here.
Oh, my God.
Would you rather stay in a locked room for 24 hours
Okay.
with 65 rats,
Okay.
or get locked in a room for 3 minutes with a grizzly bear?
Where do you come from with this stuff? Can I kill the rats?
You can do whatever you want. It's just the thought of
annoying.
rats being around you. 65
How many rats?
of them.
65 of them?
That's disgusting.
How big's the room? Did we think this far?
How big's the room? An average size room.
I mean, what are we looking at? 10 by 10? 100 square foot?
Yeah. Well,
How big's the room with the bear?
but the rats are just there.
How big's the room with the bear?
Same room, man.
Oh, hell no.
How
Give
many
me the
rooms
rats.
do you think we got?
Give me the rats. I mean, 100 square foot with a
65
bear.
rats?
The bear
You
takes
got
up the
3
entire.
minutes.
The bear takes up the
You
entire
gotta
10 by
choke 'em.
10.
You gotta be like, woo.
No, you just got to learn how to kick them. I'm sorry. No, give me the rats.
rats are just-
they are. They're nasty. Both scenarios are horrible. But I don't die with the rats.
You could.
Yeah, you could
they
if you
bite
let
you
them
and
keep
you
on
get, like,
biting you.
poison or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, no.
Really?
Dude, yeah, 10 by 10 room with a bear. Are you crazy?
You got to believe in yourself, man.
Yes, I believe
on,
in my
man.
brain.
Come on,
I
man.
believe in my brain. Hell no. There's no way you could get this. Your whole chicken all over again. No, give me the rats.
Give me the bear. We're cut different here.
Of course you are. Of
We're
course
cut
you are.
different. I'm gonna hit that bear with a 1-2. Whoop.
No, you're not.
I am.
Anything you climb up is gonna come and catch you, bro.
I
It's gonna
am.
claw you to death.
I'll be there.
That's what it's gonna do.
I am him.
All right, I got one. Would you rather fulfill your biggest wish or resolve your biggest regret?
Wish. Well, that brings back sad memories. We're not gonna talk about that though.
Oh, that stock was horrible. God damn.
Repeat that one more time.
Okay.
I got sidetracked.
This guy had PTSD the minute wish was said.
I don't talk about that. Change your would you rather, please.
Fulfill your biggest wish or resolve your biggest regret?
Probably my biggest wish. I honestly don't have any regrets. I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
I don't regret anything that I've done.
Okay.
Probably my biggest wish. How about you?
Same. I mean, truthfully, thank God I haven't had crazy amount of regrets.
Yeah, I feel like me sitting here and thinking about any regrets that I've made or any bad will I have with anyone, like, thank God I don't have any.
Yeah, I'm with you there. And you know, the regrets that I've had were more learning curves.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if I would give those up. It wasn't, you know,
Yeah.
it wasn't to the point where I was like detrimental by any means. I've been blessed with that.
Small things, right?
Yeah, very small. So no,
It's like the only person I don't like is you.
Yeah, and that's fine. We're stuck here together, and for many weeks. Let's see what's here. We got Would You Rather. Okay, chiropractic corner.
This is a new segment. We're talking about headaches.
Yeah, we're talking about headaches here.
So with this, we're gonna try to top the head all the way down.
Yes,
every single week.
So every week we're gonna go from headaches. I think next week we'll probably get into like TMJ, ears, then we'll go to neck. So I just work down the body.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How the heck did you give this a 6, man? This is good.
You know,
I'm hurt.
It was good.
No,
it was good. What was my highest rating so far?
I don't know.
Well, my highest rating was like a 7.2.
I'm upset, man.
It's not as good as I forget what it was. I think it was this that we gave the 7.2.
This is good.
It is. Is it better than the Adene?
I can't.
Is it better than the Adene?
I can't say it on camera.
Is it better?
I can't say it. I'm an Adene fan.
Exactly. So no, it's not. But
It's the hype in me. I can't rate anything over
not
Adene.
better than the Adene. That's why I didn't give it a higher score than the Adene. Adene we gave us anywhere from 6.9 to
I've been
7.2.
drinking out of this and not this.
Yeah, and I've been slamming this. I've been slamming the Adene.
I don't know.
So chiropractic corner. Headaches is ones that comes in on a regular basis. I think we're just going to sort of ping pong this back and forth. We have the different types of headaches, and I just want to, let's just talk about it, bring back old school stuff and see what we look for chiropractically in these. So first one, tension headache, more headband type headache, usually stress or tight muscles.
It's like that's the most common we see, right?
Nah, I feel like it's cervicogenic.
Yes.
I feel like cervicogenic. Stress, I mean, yeah, tension headache and stress headaches. How do you treat that? Like you personally?
Tension?
Yeah.
Tension, a lot of muscle work.
Yeah.
Specifically the trapezius muscle.
Yeah.
A lot of times when that's super tight, just yanking everything backwards and people just feel icky.
I like to tell patients to
Trigger point therapy.
trigger point therapy, or this works with cervicogenic headaches as well. Take a water bottle, fill it up 3/4 of the way, put it in the freezer. so that way it's a nice round cylinder.
Oh, and you roll?
And then you just put a towel around it once it's frozen, and just roll your neck out so you got the ice cold around
Really?
there. Works out very well with them. Or like a cold towel over the top of their head. That works with that or hypertension headaches.
Yeah, I like that one for migraines. The cold towel.
The cold towel's good.
Yeah, I like that.
But that's the trigger point cupping, myofascial cupping. I do a lot for tension headaches.
Scraping.
Scraping is good. Trigger point therapy, stuff of that nature, is what I like to do a lot with them, and we get a lot of good results with that. Like big time. Cervicogenic.
Stemming from
Is
the
next
cervical
one.
spine.
Yeah, cervical spine. Let's at least explain it, and then what's our best treatment for this.
So a lot of times when the cervical spine is misaligned, you feel that subluxation in there that's causing that impingement on the nerve going up to the head. That's why you're feeling that headache. And what do we do for that?
Yeah, we'll adjust it. Okay, but let's bring it down a little bit, because you're talking to me. I understand all those words, right? Yeah. So let's say, okay, you got this occipital bone, which is the very first bone all the way up here. When that bone sort of shifts out of place and lodges up, it pinches on nerves. And the most common for a cervicogenic is the suboccipital nerve, which they got 3 branches that come up here.
The triangle.
Yeah, and that'll come up here and radiate this headache to the temple. Usually sits behind the eye, but it usually starts, if you pay attention, it starts right in the back of the head here. And then you could probably press back there when you're having a headache, and it'll first send a zinger and then start to calm down. It'll ease up. Those are your cervicogenic headaches. And those, truthfully, adjustments are phenomenal for those. Like, man, the results that we get with those,
instant relief.
We look like freaking magicians. Like, it's unreal how good we are with those.
If you get the occiput, the clunk, there it is.
Oh man, and you just watch, you watch the relief come upon their face. And not just that, if you ever pay attention when their eyes are open, when you adjust them, they'll go from their pupillary dilation to the minute you adjust it, it goes, it constricts and it levels back out. Yeah. And it's cool watching that, because you could see the relief happen within their dilation and constriction of their pupils, which is freaking awesome. Cluster headaches, next one. Not common.
Is it common? I don't think it's common, right?
Not very common.
Here and there.
Yeah, so this is more common symptoms: severe pain on one side, teary and or red eyes, congestion on the same side, restlessness or agitation. I think the biggest thing with this is the teary-eyed. Sort of gives this one away, if it's a cluster headache or not, and the duration. So the duration of these, it could be as like quick little shocks where it's like 15 minutes, or they could last upwards of 3 hours.
Yeah, that light sensitivity too.
Yeah, but light sensitivity, sometimes they go off migraine, right? Yeah. So that's more of the aura at that point, and the blind spot there with the migraines. But with the cluster headaches, not as common. But when you get them, you got them. They last, like I said, 15 minutes to 3 hours, and it could happen several times a day. Usually it'll reoccur. Cycles may last weeks to months, and then they just go away. So these ones, truthfully, putting the muscles at ease. The biggest results I had with this is actually more TMJ. Working on that TMJ area right in here,
and those muscles
especially if we get like clinchers, I would have them, just tell them, literally get crushed ice from their fridge, put it inside their mouth, put it in the back. No, just put it in the back inside of their mouth, and it like ices down internally. And just let it sit there.
I've never had anyone do that.
Yeah, it's great. And then just get an ice pack, put it around the face, and then they could actually trigger point themselves right in this area, right on the master muscle. When you clench your teeth down, see that muscle pop out, they could do it right in there. Had decent results with that. Migraines, I think this is the most misdiagnosed headache. I think everybody walks around saying they have migraines, and it's more a cervicogenic headache.
Yeah. I feel like migraines the one everyone knows,
So yeah.
Cervicogenic, like how many people know what that is?
Yeah, I know. And that's why I'm just like, I've had a lot of people actually have tension headaches, and they still just call them migraines. And I'm like, you don't have the aura, you don't have the nausea, you don't have the one-sided pain. It'll switch from side to side.
Migraines suck.
They're horrible. I used to deal with them all the time. They were god awful.
Yeah.
But they're moderate to severe and throbbing on the same on one side or both sides. Nausea and vomiting is another common symptom. Light, smell, or sound sensitivity, and then gets worse with movement.
Legit, anything you do, you just get worse.
It's horrible. You just hide in a room.
I think being nauseous is the worst feeling on this earth, man.
Yeah.
Like, I would not wish that on anyone.
Yeah. I'm with you. And that's why I'm just like, with those, the biggest thing is the duration as well, man. 4 to 72 hours. Like, I mean, they could last. If you don't just take care of them, ice it down, do whatever you got to do, they'll linger around, and it's just a pain. And this is the same thing with just the adjustments. Like, the adjustments and that cold pack on the head, those help out drastically.
It just slows the blood flow in the head.
Yeah. Yeah, it just slows it down.
Slows everything down.
I think that's
Get some vasoconstriction.
we help out with that big time. Adjustments and ice down and some trigger point therapy at that point.
Oh yeah.
Sinus headaches.
Those suck too.
Yeah, but those, I mean, you know what they are, right? How do you get them? Where are they? Give it to me.
Like in your frontal cavity.
Yeah, the frontal cavity.
Your frontal cavity, maxillary sinus.
Yeah. And it's just, you're stuffed up. It's around allergy season. You know it. It all sits right up here. And you can
feel the congestion right in there.
The worst is when it starts crackling.
Oh my God.
When you get in there, you start like, you feel like it's fizzing or crackling in that area.
It's crazy with a sinus headache. You could just look at someone and see like,
you see it.
They're dealing with
they're
sinus
headache. They're going through it right now. You see that big time in them. And I've done this a lot. I think you've seen me do this, where we take the vibe percussor and I put on my hand and just start doing like a little bit of massages for them.
Or you tap.
Tap that area. There's a little bit of joints in that area that you could start manipulating slightly, more with the activator, more lighter adjusting. It's funny because I've heard a patient with you say, and with me, when they're laying down and we're doing that sinus work, they feel it going back of the throat. Like it just starts draining immediately, which is nasty. But
like that.
Yeah, but it gives them that instant relief, which is nice.
Yeah, that's another one thing.
I brought this one up just because I think this is a warning sign that people need to know, and they're not too familiar with these. They just say they're headaches and just let them go. Hypertension headaches. Worse in the morning, right? They probably might last for 15 minutes, might last for 3 hours, but they get progressively better, and you have them every morning, and the crown of your head or your temples is just throbbing, pulsating type deal. And then those just start to go away. If you feel that, please get your blood pressure checked. Yeah, check your blood pressure. So if you explain those to me, we'll make sure that we get those checked.
Yes. If you have a headache, come see us.
Did I miss anything?
I think we got the vast majority of it.
Got it all, right? All right.
Yes.
Let's talk about the Masters.
How cheap was that food?
That food was unreal.
We got the menu right here.
Yeah.
So, egg salad, $1.50.
Mm-hmm.
The cheese on there, $1.50. Barbecue, $3. Masters Club, $2.50. Grilled chicken wrap, $3. Classic chicken sandwich, $3.
Dude, that's crazy.
Ham and cheese on rye, $2.50.
That's crazy.
Turkey and cheese on wheat, $2.50. Compare these prices to now. Like that turkey, cheese, and wheat, you're spending $10.
Go to Subway, it's $10.
You're spending $10.
Yeah, yeah. You go anywhere else, it's a lot more expensive. How they kept it that low? That's crazy. It's crazy. Did you see that tree falling though?
I did not know.
So I think they delayed it after this because we were watching it Saturday at the office and we just seen the rainstorm and all that stuff. And I remember we were watching John Rahm before he even won it, but it was he had that nice freaking hole. I think it was
like the backspin,
8th hole, the backspin. It was unreal. I think he was about 75 yards out. The backspin that he had on it was unreal. But that tree was falling, and I think they called it after that.
I have no idea.
They delayed it. They delayed it after that. But yeah, John Rahm ended up winning, which was I think he was leading majority of the time, or at least in the top 3 a majority of the time. So that was pretty cool. Tiger Woods, man, it was
plantar fasciitis.
He made the cut. I think the past 23 years, has never missed a cut, right? But plantar fasciitis. Explain that first.
Tiger Woods the GOAT. Before we get to plantar fasciitis,
so I hate answering that because I'm not I just started getting into golf 2 years ago when I started golfing myself, which today was a freaking beautiful day. I went golfing today. It was awesome. I can't answer that. To tell you, I've watched him. Of my lifetime, my experience watching Tiger Woods, I would say that he is, but how are you going to compare him to Phil and all the other people? So I can't answer that. I would have to look that up, truthfully.
For sure. Back to plantar fasciitis.
Explain it.
So basically, the bottom of your foot has a plantar sheath. At the heel, it's basically a ball, and then it spreads into each individual toe. And basically, when that gets inflamed, you get the itis, plantar fasciitis. Yep. And anytime that's inflamed, we specifically work on it. Sometimes we do scraping to promote healing. Sometimes we do cold laser. Icing down is always a good thing. Back to your water bottle thing, freezing that, making sure you're rolling it back and forth over your foot. That's a good thing as well.
Yeah. So it doesn't always help everybody though.
No.
Sometimes it makes it worse.
Yeah.
Because when you're freezing the water bottle on and the plantar fascia is so thin at the bottom.
Yeah.
So I mean the way you're picturing
it
gets irritated. So for example, this would be your heel, this would be your toes, and the plantar fascia just literally connects from here to here. Yes, so when you're rolling it, sometimes it's so thin it starts to sort of spaz out and make it worse.
I feel like with plantar though, a lot of times you got to get worse before you get better. It's
But
very delicate.
Watching him walk, though, I'm like, dude, is it really plantar fasciitis? Like, I mean, usually I have plantar fasciitis, okay? And it was more, I'm flat-footed. I mean, if I don't take care of my calves, I'm getting plantar fasciitis, and that's where a lot of it comes from. Yeah. But it was just like, after your first 20, 30 steps, that plantar fascia sort of warms up, and then you're good. Unless there was a tear in there. Unless there was something that irritated the plantar fascia. He was
hurting.
Dude, it was bad the way he was walking.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't.
Other ways that we treat it as well is you got to deal with the calf muscle. Because the calf comes down,
you got the
turns into
Achilles,
then turns on Achilles, spreads out into the plantar fascia. So sometimes you could work on the plantar fascia all you want, do PT and do all that stuff. That's great for it. But if you're not attacking the right area, like the calf, it's not going to get better. You know, so that's why it's just like
you treat the root of the cause.
Got to treat the root. Got to treat the root. UFC 287 results.
That was a nice card.
It was. It was. First fight.
Raul, man, he got dominated. Dude, he's very cocky.
He's 18 though, man.
High school kid.
I mean, he was.
But he got his ass beat.
His first fight, he left school, flew in.
I know.
Won.
He got beat up though.
So first round though, he looked good.
Yeah.
And then he just got manhandled.
I think the problem with that is he underestimated his opponent.
I think so for sure.
And he just went in there and
he got overconfident.
He got whomped. 7-1 now.
But he's had 7 professional fights. Or 8 professional fights now after this weekend.
This is his second UFC one, though.
It's his second UFC one.
Yeah, it's still early on.
So it's still early on, and the kid's young. I think he's going to be perfectly fine. I don't know how long he's going to be doing it for, but, I mean, the kid he showed heart. He just really needs to...
He needs to be better.
He needs to hone in, right?
He had no idea what to do when he was in that situation on the floor.
He just needs the experience.
He was like, what the heck's going on?
He had it, though. I mean, you see that it factor in there.
I don't think he trained well enough.
Not that he's going to be an all-time great. Maybe not.
No.
Maybe too early to tell. But I feel like, the guts that you have to step in that octagon and to be able to do that at 18 years old, applaud the kid.
100%.
Maybe not be as arrogant and maybe train a little bit better.
Yes. Yes.
And I think that just comes with experience.
Train for different situations. Don't only train for a stand-up fight.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys are going to take you to the floor and beat you up.
Well, especially when they see that.
They took him to the floor. That guy took him to the floor.
It was done.
His name's Christian Rodriguez.
Yeah.
He took him to the floor and he just whomped him.
Yeah, it was
just
done.
On top of him the whole round.
Yeah. Yeah. And then next fight was Kevin Holland and Santiago.
He's super respectful. Every single time he'd throw a kick or whatever, he would dab up his opponent. I'm like, that's nice.
Not just that, is every time he was down, usually after the round's done and they're on the floor, or ground and pound or anything like that, the fighter gets up and just walks away. He held out his hand every single time and tried to help him up. So respectful, man. That was awesome.
I became a fan after this fight.
Yeah, He had a 3rd round knockdown, right, with the left hook.
Yes.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yes.
So he had a good fight. He called out Masvidal after, saying we'll meet up. But Masvidal, did what he did after. He retired. He's just... Is that the first time you watch him? How often do you watch him?
I've watched him a couple times. I think what made him was that flying knee.
Yeah.
He had a flying knee
right out the corner.
That basically made his career.
That was 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, it was a while ago.
I think so. Yeah.
That made him, after his fight, he basically said, he doesn't have it in him. He compared himself to a basketball player not having his jump shot anymore.
Yeah.
Which, it's sad, but it's an amazing time for him to retire. He's a Miami guy, retired in Miami.
Yeah. Well, that's where he started.
Yeah,
started in the post fight. That's where he started. That's where he ended. I'll give you what I loved about him. He was a street fighter, is what he just reminded me of. He was technical. He had some. Yeah, he had some great. But man, every time this guy got clocked in the face,
he's
laughing, tongue stuck out, bring it, keep on bringing it, and he kept on giving him one of these.
I don't like that.
I don't like it, but I'm like,
you're not backing yourself up. Yeah, you're laughing, but you're not throwing anything back.
Well, he used to though.
Yeah, not anymore.
And that's why when he retired and he said that, I'm like, yeah, I could see it.
Well, I think the hardest thing about sports, when you're on a professional level and you're up, I feel like the hardest thing is admitting, okay, maybe it is past my time.
I'm not there.
Maybe I'm not there anymore. I'm not capable of.
Brady had a hard time doing
results, and it's hard, man.
Yeah,
it's hard.
That's why, truthfully, not to be biased, John Elway, big men, when they walked away. Not saying that they had years left, but they didn't go through that horrible years where they just went to different teams and spread it out too far and they just got bad. Like Brett Favre did with the Jets, or Brett Favre did with Minnesota. If he would just retired a Packer, he would have just retired on that high and just called it a day.
Yeah, but it's super hard for athletes to do that.
100%.
Like, for example, Cam Newton.
Yeah, 100%.
Beast on Carolina, left, went to the Patriots, came back for another run.
Did he ever get a fair chance at the Patriots, though?
I just don't think he has it in him anymore, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he's old. I mean, is there some quarterbacks he might be better than? Yeah, that are starting quarterbacks.
So. Yeah.
But those starting backs aren't good, you know?
Yeah, so I'm with you there. But yeah, Jorge retires after his loss. It was tough. Now we got Izzy.
I called knockout.
You did. We were texting earlier.
I said knockout 4th round.
You did.
Happened in the 2nd round.
You did.
I'll take that.
And the only thing that I said where I was rooting Izzy all day, but it was like, it just seemed like Pereira was just like living rent free in Izzy's head for a while there. Like I don't, it was crazy just to watch that, because even watching the fight, the first round, and he kept on going at those calf kicks that he got Izzy with the first fight. And it was just like, are we doing this again? Like, what the hell's going on? And it was just calf kick after calf kick after calf kick.
It was a different dynamic, though. You've seen Izzy in this fight actually walking towards him.
He did.
And basically making sure he's not getting pushed against the fence.
Yes.
Honestly, Izzy's look reminded me of LeBron. I think it was Game 7 in Boston. I don't know if you ever seen that meme of LeBron doing this.
Well, they were in the zone.
Like, he had that look the whole entire fight.
Yeah.
From the beginning, he was getting announced. He was just looking at him.
Yeah. Well, they both were. They were both in the zone, man.
I know.
They were both in the zone. It was crazy to watch that, and just how.
But the pre-conference of the dog collar around his neck. Yeah. As soon as I seen that, I'm like, this man is at the bottom.
Yeah.
And he personally believes if I lose this fight, I'm done.
Yeah.
So a man that is on the bottom.
Well, and that's what he said at the
anyone
end.
That's on the bottom.
Yeah.
The only way is up.
Yeah.
So
always fear a man with nothing to lose.
Yes.
He had nothing to lose. He just didn't. He was there to prove a point. And he said at the Pulse fight once again, where he was just like, when they counted me out, when everyone was down on me, I had to bring myself back.
Yeah.
And that goes along with those 7 things that we talked about earlier. Like, I had to believe in myself. I had to look in the mirror and know that I had the self-confidence to get up here and do what I need to do. And he did it. He did it.
This man beat him 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the first time we have that all up.
He beat him in kickboxing.
He beat him in kickboxing.
He beat him twice in kickboxing, or once?
I believe once.
I think he beat him twice,
and then once at the UFC.
Yeah, he knocked him out in Brazil.
Yeah, and then at the UFC, and then this is their third, basically meetup, right? Second in the UFC.
Yeah.
But when he fell at the end, I didn't see that until I seen it on, I forget what.
Do you know why he did that, right?
Yeah. So I looked it up.
Back in kickboxing, his son was in the ring, Pereira's son, whatever his name is. He was in the ring, and he was led by Izzy Pereira, and he was just falling back.
Yeah.
So, bro, he kept that in his mind for that long.
I know, but the guy's a kid.
I don't care.
He's a kid. Come on.
Care.
To hold that grudge for that long? Come on, dude.
No, I don't care.
That's bad.
I like that.
For him to go back and do that.
At him and started falling. I'm like, you're a beast.
Yeah. It was not, but I'm just saying the thing, like, what kind of memory do you have to remember that?
He fought his own demons.
Yeah. And that I think it was just, he took it so hard with losing to this guy, that he had to bring everything back.
Dude, from all the kickboxing.
Yeah.
Pereira's, this is his block, and he can't do anything.
Yeah.
And man, that hook. Oh my
God. And as I'm watching the fight, I'm like, dude, he just rope-a-doped him. Like, he literally, because if you match up their first fight at UFC and then this fight, the way that he pinned them against the fence, Pereira pinned Izzy up against the fence, it looked almost identical, but it wasn't as strong as hits from Pereira or punches. And Izzy was just like playing possum. And then he came out at the end of the fight and was like, yeah, I played possum on his ass. I played possum on him. And as I'm watching, I'm like, dude, he's rope-a-doping him. He's literally rope-a-doping him.
I'm so happy he knocked him out. I feel like he needed it.
He did. It was a good card. It was just all in all a good card.
And just the message after, like you said, it was so motivating.
Oh, the message was great.
He's like, I hope everyone in this arena, everyone behind the screen has this feeling of happiness to come back and to be doubted.
Yeah.
It was just awesome.
I loved his speech after. Man, he was awesome that night. He stole the night.
Joe, he's like, give me the mic.
Yeah, right away.
Give it back.
Yeah, right away. That was a great fight.
There will not be a trilogy though.
You put that in there.
In the press conference, he said, I don't keep score. I settle them. And then Dana White was talking. He was like shying away from the idea of having a third fight.
But I feel like you have to, man. It's 1-1.
Yeah.
It's 1-1.
Yeah, I think you have to.
I think so too.
But man, oh my God, that was awesome.
But I mean, I guess
they were talking backstage.
Were they?
Yeah, Adesanya and Pereira.
Okay.
And he was just dabbing him up and telling him like, "Oh, you're badass and this and that, and I gotta come to Brazil and see you train and all that stuff." So I love how the sportsmanship's there.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's just it's grown so much onto me personally. It's been there for a long time, but onto me personally within the last like 2 years, how much I've really enjoyed it.
I love UFC. I was never a UFC guy.
Really?
But then, man, like watching it.
I was for a while. You're talking way back, Rampage and Chuck Liddell, and then Anderson Silva. I was and then I lost it for a while, and then Conor brought it back a little bit just because it's crap talking.
Yeah.
And then Khabib brought it back a little bit, and then just lately it's been on a tear. It's been good card after good card.
Our friend Yusuf got me into it. As soon as I moved down there, like every single fight we'd watch, and he's a fighter, so he would explain like every little move.
Well, it's fun to watch it with him too.
Yeah, because he explains every little thing that an average person doesn't see. Like, me and you aren't fighters. You know?
No.
Where it's like him, Taekwondo and whatever. He's like, oh, he's guarding this. Oh, southpaw. Oh, I'm orthodox. All that. He explains everything. And I became a fan because it's art.
Yeah. No, and that's watching it with him is so much fun because of that reason.
Yeah.
Like you understand it so much more. Like for us, like I don't care. I consider us casual fans. Like we watch the fights.
Yeah.
We don't keep up with the fight nights. We watch the pay-per-views. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So, but we know how to appreciate skill and appreciate what's going on at that point. But it's just they're not. They're freaking natures. They're just freaking natures at the end of the day. Like to go into the octagon and say beat the hell out of me for 15 minutes or 9 minutes, whatever it is. No, thank you. Not doing it. No. NBA. It's a lot going on.
What's up with Dallas? Let's talk about Dallas.
So
Dallas Mavericks.
Dallas has been driving me crazy because the minute they made the trade for Kyrie, everyone thought that, okay, this is the year. This is
the goal here.
Everyone thought this is their year, right? And then they went on a massive losing streak. And I don't know what happened at that point, but the biggest thing that tripped me out was they're now being investigated by the NBA because the way that they benched everybody.
Yeah.
In that last game against the Bulls.
Yeah.
And the reasoning why they're saying they're doing that is because they should have had Brunson, right? Or some along the lines with the Knicks and the Porzingis trade, actually, I'm sorry, was if they've had the 1 through 10 pick in the NBA draft, then Dallas keeps that draft pick.
Yeah.
If they end up having 11 or more in the draft, they have to give it to the to the Knicks. Okay. So they folded that game because now they keep their draft pick.
I think they reinvestigated because of Jason Kidd. Like his presser made it so obvious that they wanted to lose.
Well, that's why they wanted to lose though.
I know, but he made it so obvious when he was talking. He's like,
well, he was probably pissed about it. That probably came down from Cuban or from somebody.
You got to make decisions. I think he was with it, the whole scheme of it.
Maybe.
So him just talking made it so obvious. Where
Maybe.
It's like,
I didn't see the post game.
No, it was like, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, and it's just organization and this and that. That's what he was talking about.
Yeah. But that pissed off Luka. So now everyone's fearful in Dallas of Luka requesting a trade. Rumor. Don't know how true that is because of the fact of how that went down, because they still had a chance to beat them playing.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Luka's a Dirk. I feel like he's a forever organization guy. I don't see him going elsewhere. Kyrie Irving skipped his exit interview, I believe. Mm-hmm. So that just tells you Kyrie's out next year. Out. He's not going to be a Dallas Maverick. Yeah. Who knows where he's going to be? Hopefully he comes to the Lakers. But who knows? Who knows?
Well, so, and everything I was reading online was Dallas is going to try to make a play at Kyrie to make it a long contract.
For sure. They're going to try signing him, but he's not.
Would anybody sign Kyrie to a long contract? Like, has he shown that he could stay in one spot for a long period of time?
His longest tenure, I think, was Cleveland.
Right? Yeah.
From when did LeBron leave? LeBron left in 11. I think 2011, Kyrie got drafted.
Yeah.
They won the championship in 16. I believe Kyrie left 17 to go to Boston.
Okay.
Or Kyrie played in 17.
So he's 5 years. 5 years in Cleveland. 6 years in Cleveland.
Something like that. Kyrie, LeBron. I need that. I need that in my life. I need that back.
Of course, because you want another championship. That's why.
I want a few championships.
You need Kyrie for that. What do
you mean? We're getting one this year.
No, you're not.
Anthony day-to-day
No,
Davis
you're not.
And Bron James.
If you get a championship this year, I will wear a LeBron jersey on the set.
Talk to the Funko.
I'll wear a LeBron jersey on the set. If you guys do not, you wear a Jordan jersey.
I'm not wearing that garbage.
Yeah. If you, that's how confident I am that you guys are not winning a championship. I will put that piece of garbage on during a show if you guys win one this year.
You got to wear it to work. The whole day.
No, I ain't wearing it to work.
You have to.
No.
What? You're afraid they wouldn't want?
You can wear, no, I'm just not wearing it to
wear a
work.
Jordan
I'm not going to
one.
wear a jersey to work.
Why not?
Because I'm not going to.
You have to, though. If LeBron wins one, if he wins
wear it on
one,
the set.
you got to wear it to work.
wear it on the set.
Whole day. Come on. Right here.
On the set.
Come on.
Are you wearing a Jordan one?
To work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
all
work
day.
and on the set.
All day.
All right, let's go.
Bet.
All right, let's
we
go.
go.
They're not winning one.
There we go.
All right.
Bet it up.
Did you see
We
Rudy?
got receipts now.
Did you see Rudy throwing a punch?
Yeah, I don't know.
What the hell is that?
Kind of happy, though.
Why?
Because Lakers versus Timberwolves playing. There's tension there. When a team has tension, they don't function.
Yeah. They dismissed him. They sent him home. I thought
He's
that
a
was
clown, man.
It was crazy.
You can't fight your teammates.
You know, it's funny when you see Draymond saying insecurity is always loud. You know,
Oh, he did the same thing. That's why. He punched Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, how are you saying that? You know, just with the receipts of that, it was just funny. Who else you got? Oh, LeBron went off today, didn't he?
8 threes.
Yeah, he went off
36
today.
points.
Yeah, he went off today. 8 of 14, right?
Yeah. You see what he did? He put a fake crown on himself.
Yeah.
And hey, he's been shooting the 3 this year. Absolutely horrible.
Horrible.
So I'm like, where'd you get these 8 threes from, boss man?
He just wanted to turn it on.
D'Angelo Russell.
yeah.
Best Lakers point guard since who?
You tell me.
I mean, I think Russell is better than Schroeder. I think Russell is better than Russell Westbrook. Wow. Steve Nash was washed up when he went to the Lakers.
Yeah. Derek Fisher, probably since then.
He's not
No?
good. I feel like
What do you mean
Derek
he's not
Fisher
good?
was a average role player. It wasn't anything special. I'm gonna say it. Best point guard since
Magic.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, so the only other one that I thought about was Derek Fisher. But
I think Fisher was a average point guard, nothing special.
I mean, he was just a good role player.
Played his role.
He was there.
Yeah. Lakers signed Tristan Thompson for the playoffs.
Yeah, seen that.
I kind of like that move, defensive purposes and rebounds.
Yeah, I seen that. You know, they're trying to make a move. Let's see how they do. We got playing start and win.
Is it tomorrow?
Tuesday, I
Playing
think.
starts April 11th.
Yeah, what is that? Tuesday?
What's today? Today's the 9th.
Today's the 9th.
Yeah, Tuesday.
So Tuesday that starts.
Man, I
you-
am not happy that the Lakers are in the play-in, but
I told you that's where you guys should have been.
yeah,
That's the best case scenario for you
you
guys.
did say that.
So even if you win or lose against Minnesota, so say you lose, you go ahead and you play the winner of
9 and
OKC and New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
So and then if you win that matchup, you play up against Denver. Who's deep? They are very deep, right?
I don't want to deal with Dylan Brooks for a whole series. He's very annoying.
Yeah.
I'd rather play Denver, but either or, I think the Lakers pull it out.
I think they pull that out. This is the best case for you guys to get to the Western Conference
The only
Championship.
teams that can beat the Lakers in a 7-game series is Phoenix.
And Golden State.
That's it. Those are the only 2 teams.
You don't think the Clippers?
No shot.
No?
No shot.
I mean, Phoenix and Golden State are my favorites right now in the West.
Phoenix and Golden State are the only 2 that can
And if
beat
KD
the
stays
Lakers.
healthy, they're dangerous. They're just
man,
deep.
like-
They haven't had anybody playing the last 2 games, and they were nail biters.
Since that trade the Lakers made for Vanderbilt and D'Angelo Russell, they're top 5 in defense.
Oh, their defense has been unreal.
Playoffs slows the game down.
Yeah.
It's not as fast. Defensive game. I just don't see anyone beating the Lakers in a 7-game series.
Those two will. That's what I'm saying. Western Conference Championship.
But I think it'll be very tight. It's not like Phoenix going to whip them, you know?
No,
I feel
but
like
I'm
it'll be
just
very
saying
tight.
today-
7 games.
7th or 8th seed was where you guys needed to be, and that's exactly where you guys are.
Yeah,
if
so
you
we
wanted to
need
make it
win.
far.
We need to win on Tuesday.
Yeah. Because if you were in the 5th seed or the 7th or 6th seed or 5th seed, dude, you're going to go up against Phoenix or Golden State. Like you
see where
don't want
Vegas
that in the
placed
first round.
line for the Lakers, Minnesota?
No.
They announced it today. They have Lakers -7. So,
Yeah, no, they should win that.
yeah, I think so too.
They should win that. They win that, and then they're in with Memphis.
Who do you got, Pelicans or OKC?
Pelicans or OKC, I'd probably go Pelicans. It's probably where I would go there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then going to Toronto and to Chicago on the East. Who would you take there?
I got Chicago there.
Yeah.
I think it's a good game, though.
Yeah, I think it should be good.
Miami, Atlanta. You see Udonis Haslam today? Mm-hmm. Like 24 points.
They got him a rocking chair.
They got him a rocking
Did
chair
you see
as well.
that? That was
He's
hilarious.
done.
Yeah,
He's retired.
that was hilarious.
Well, he had 24 points.
I like
or
Miami.
whatever. He had 20-something.
I like Miami there.
You like Miami?
Yeah.
Jimmy Buckets?
Yeah, I like Miami there. Either one of them, wherever they go, they're either going to lose to the Bucks or lose to the Celtics.
Cleveland Knicks. Oh, man. Man, I've been saying this, man.
You've been saying Cleveland for a minute.
I think Cleveland comes out of the East. How sick would it be?
Comes out of the East or
comes out of the East? Dome or Boston? Two people. I'm counting Milwaukee out. I don't think Milwaukee does it this year. Listen, I either got 3 teams. I got Boston, Cleveland, Philly.
Okay.
If Philly stays healthy, I could see them coming out. Mm-hmm. I want Cleveland to come out. I think Boston's going to come out.
Yeah.
But I want Cleveland to come out. How sick would it be? Cavs?
I know what you're going at. I know where you're going. I know.
Man, you're telling me that would be sick?
I mean, it would sell tickets in those 2 main markets.
It would sell tickets everywhere.
No, those 2 main markets. But I wouldn't mind seeing Philly or Boston. Those are my 2 that I want to come out of the East. Phoenix and Golden State. Those are my 2 I want coming out of the West. That's where I sit. And this is when I really start getting into the NBA around playoff time. I'm not your diehard NBA guy, but I do keep up with it.
You keep up with it?
Yeah, I keep up with it.
How about for the other series? Like for Phoenix, Clippers, obviously you got Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
Sacramento, Golden State.
Golden State. Yeah.
Cleveland next. You got Cleveland. Philly, Brooklyn.
Philly. Yeah.
Brooklyn's good as well, but
I know, but if Philly, I mean, I want to see them do it as an organization.
Yeah.
I really do. Like I've always followed Philly since I was a kid with Iverson. And they just never won anything. Like ever. They always got just right there and was just never good enough. Like never finished this.
I want to mention something.
Oh my God.
For people that watch this, who is better? Allen Iverson or Carmello Anthony? Don't say anything. Right. Have the people discuss it.
Okay.
I personally believe.
You said don't say anything. Leave it alone.
I said you don't say anything.
Leave it alone.
I'm going to say something.
No, leave it alone.
I'm not saying anything.
Leave it alone. You said don't say anything.
Who do you think's better?
Let's see.
Let us know.
AI or Carmello? Who's better? Give it to us.
Carmello, the basketball player, not the chocolate.
NFL.
I'm funny, man.
Let's get into NFL.
Odell Beckham.
Got his 1 year. Guys, 1 year deal, 15 mil
for the Rams.
Yeah, he got it in Bitcoin.
Oh, he got it on Bitcoin when Bitcoin was like
Bitcoin was at 60, boy. That's at what 20? What's it at right now?
It's chilling around like 26 to
27. Yeah, I think it almost hit 30. Not about 2 weeks ago. And it won't.
I want to see that 100K one day.
Yeah, man. It might be sitting at like 28 right now, somewhere around there. I haven't looked it up in a little bit. But he got a 1 year, 15 mil. Could be up to 18 mil.
Does that mean Lamar's coming back? Because he had to talk to Lamar for him to sign. He's not going to go to the Ravens just to go to the Ravens.
I mean, he got his money.
But he wants to win as well.
Yeah, he does.
He wants a contender.
But didn't he just win one? The Rams?
He wants another one.
I know, but he got his ring. Now he wants money.
No. I don't know, man.
He got his ring.
I think he talked to Lamar.
No, he could have just got his money.
I think Lamar.
If he didn't have a ring yet with the Rams, I would agree with you 100%.
Lamar signs before the NFL draft.
Well, yeah, he would have to.
He has to?
I don't want to say have to. No, he doesn't have to.
You know what? Cold take. Lamar signs before April 12th.
April, yeah, 3 days? 3 days?
3 days.
Come on now.
I'm telling you.
So, yeah, I mean, Odell's Odell.
Odell.
I don't think it makes that big of a difference right now, but we'll see what happens with Lamar. I think that's where it sits.
You think Odell would be as big if he didn't have that catch?
Yeah, he's just good. He is. So? Yeah, he's good. I think that catch just put him over the edge and put him on everyone's radar.
Okay.
But yeah, no, he's good. He's good. You got to start bench sit here, which I looked at and I'm just like, really? You're asking me this?
Everyone's in their prime though.
I know, and that's what I thought about it after. I was like, is everybody in their prime?
Everyone's in their prime.
But even with everybody in their prime, go ahead, give the scenario.
All right. Start, bench, cut one of these people. You got Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott, Derrick Henry. You know, this is an unpopular opinion. I think Elliott is the best runner here.
No.
Yes, I do.
No, more than Derrick Henry? More than the king?
I know, but I think he's the best runner. I really do.
That's the true king.
Get out of here, bro.
That's the true king.
Start, bench, cut. Hit me.
Yeah, I'm starting Derrick Henry.
Okay.
I'm benching Saquon.
Okay.
And I'm cutting Zeke.
You're cutting Zeke?
Yeah. No doubt.
Okay, I am starting Derrick Henry. I am benching Zeke and cutting Barkley.
Yeah, I mean, and those, I'm not going to argue with those because I could have went either way with those, but the versatility of Saquon made me keep Saquon more.
But Elliott can catch the ball as well.
Not as well as Saquon, though. Not as well as Saquon and Saquon in the open space.
Tomato.
No, Saquon in the open space. You know what I'm saying?
All
so
right.
that's where I went there. Now you got another start bench sit. You got, who do you got? Mike Thomas, Julio Jones.
As well.
Julio Jones and Mike Evans.
Start Julio, cut Michael Thomas, bench Mike Evans.
I'm with you 100% there. Yeah, I'd like no question.
Mike Thomas had like 2 good seasons.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like Evans had like 6 consecutive seasons with 1,000
and
yards.
Julio's just a beast.
Yeah.
Julio's just a beast. So no, I like those a lot. So super early.
Are you ready for some fantasy football?
I can't wait, dude. I
ready?
cannot wait. But I need the custom leagues. Like seriously, if they're not in Yahoo or not in ESPN, I'm sorry.
I'm leaving my championship league.
You're wrong.
I won.
You're wrong for that. You got it back.
I still don't have my belt. Let me look at this camera. Where's my belt, man?
It's bad. You should not be leaving.
I'm leaving.
You got to defend it.
I'm out.
You have to defend it.
I'm the champ.
How are you gonna leave when you're the champ?
Listen, if you leave when you're a champion, you'll forever be a champion because you can never lose it.
Are you never playing fantasy ever again?
In that league, no.
You're horrible.
I'll always be a champion.
It's a Yahoo league, and I hate going from different apps. I know it sounds horrible.
I hate sleeper app. Like my school league.
Yeah.
Palmer College of Chiropractic.
Bad. It's so bad.
There's 12 people in there, and like I forget about it always. And we've been doing it for like 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm always like bottom 3.
I did sleepers 1 year.
Man, I can't do it.
It was just too animated. It was it wasn't aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah,
the user interface wasn't there. The only thing I will tell you that it trumps everything else is live scoring. Like it was like on point. It was man. as the catch is coming in or anything, it's getting updated immediately. That's one thing with sleepers that you got to give credit where credit is due. ESPN is known every year, week 1, they're crashing. Like every year.
And I think they have a midseason crash too. They always do.
Sometimes, but that week 1 is horrible.
But Yahoo is just
I hate the user interface. I hate the way that they go. I'm so used to quarterback, running back, receiver, flex, right? Yahoo goes like quarterback, wide receiver, flex, running back. I don't remember the user interface of it is horrible. And then their free agency pickup,
depending on what your league format is.
Yeah, but even their free agency pickup is horrible. Like looking at the wire of who's available, like I don't know why it's just so difficult to look at times. Maybe I'm just not used to it.
Free agency. I remember 1 week I picked up Tyler Algier.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And Mike Boone. I spent like $90 on both of them, and the whole chat was like, I traded Algier for like Tyler Boyd or something, but the whole chat was like, "Oh, this guy's an idiot. This guy's I'm the champ." That's
Hold on, wait. Matters. But the funny thing is that they all made fun of you. And then you traded away Algier for somebody that actually went into your starting lineup, and then he dropped Algier, and you picked him back up again.
Yes. I think I traded for Mike Will.
He was in the Mike Will trade.
I think I bundled something.
It was in the Mike Will trade.
Some garbage.
Yeah,
and I got Mike Will.
Yeah, which turned into garbage, but yeah,
trash.
Same difference. All right, very early fantasy. This is according to ESPN. You got your top 20. Okay, so if the draft were to start today, fantasy draft. Let's just talk about the first 10. I put in the 20 just because I'm like, okay, if we want to bring anybody in there. And then I see number 15 in there. And I'm like, too early.
Who?
But yeah, he's rookie coming in this year. Unreal. Watch his highlight tape. Bijan Robinson. Great.
Oh, he's still rookie. I was going to ask what team.
No, rookie. He didn't get drafted yet. So you got Christian McCaffrey 1, Justin Jefferson, Austin Eckler 3, Jonathan Taylor 4, Jamar Chase 5, Saquon Barkley 6, Travis Kelce 7, Josh Jacobs 8, Cooper Kupp 9, Kenneth Walker III 10. This is PPR, full point PPR. That's how they have them ranked.
Taylor garbage bust.
Who are you taking number 1 first?
Who am I taking?
Yeah.
Man, I like Eckler. Eckler catches a lot of balls on the backfield.
Yeah.
I'll probably go Eckler 1. 2, I'll go Christian McCaffrey. I'm a running back guy. I need my running back to solidify my lineup. I typically, in snake drafts, if it's a 10-person, I always go 2 backs. And I just bank on receivers.
Full point PPR, though? I used to be like that all the time.
Yeah.
I used to be like that all the time. But this year and last year, every lead that I took Justin Jefferson in, I was there. And I would, if I had number 1 pick this year, I would be between Austin Eckler or Justin Jefferson. Because you're coming back around to 19, or you're coming back to around the 20 and 21 back-to-back picks, and you got Chubb sitting there. You might have AJ Brown still sitting there.
Chubb with Deshaun Watson, I'm straight.
But still, you have those running backs sitting there. You're gonna have. They had freaking who's not on this list? Top 20. Delvin Cook's not on this list. You know what I'm saying? So you still have Aaron Jones, who didn't he just get paid?
Aaron Jones, the
Green
Packers?
Bay. Yeah.
He's not.
But that's all they're gonna do. They're gonna run the ball. They can't do anything else. They got nobody.
He's gonna suck.
So he's sitting there. That's why I'm just like, man, it's so much you could do. I would probably go Jetta. There.
Oh, we got our booth asking about Patrick Mahomes. Why isn't he?
Don't take quarterback.
20?
You do not take quarterback
ever.
Guys.
Do not. Do it.
Because I could do it in the 15th round and pick up. Shit, Deshaun might be there.
Last year, Joe Burrow went pretty late, and he ended up top 3.
I think last year I took Dak.
Yeah, so you could always bank on a quarterback later on.
Bro, I took Dak in every league last year. These elite
guys, like Kirk Cousins last year.
Hold on. I took Dak in every league last year. Okay, 15th round. Every league. When he went down, who'd I pick up? Justin Fields and Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, yeah.
Those are my 2 quarterbacks. And shoot, they did great.
Yeah.
They did great. So I'm like, yeah, no, I do not take quarterback early. I don't waste it on him. But Bijan Robinson sitting at 15 in a pre-season draft.
Bijan, nobody.
But hey, listen, at the end of the day, you could take these running backs, these rookie running backs. It's fresh legs are coming in. It just matters how they look at Breece Hall.
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker was nice.
You got to worry about sophomore slump though.
No, I'm just saying, but he was a rookie last year. So Bijan might do the same thing that Kenneth Walker did, or same thing that Breece Hall was on his way of doing. So I think he's a name that you keep up with. He's going to be there. I wouldn't mind getting some listeners in on a mock draft. So if anybody wants to shoot us a message, once we get closer to the season, I want to do a mock draft. We'll just set it up through ESPN and invite everybody over.
For sure. Or we do it in the studio. Well, as soon as we get our studio.
That's what I'm saying. The minute we get the studio in, I want to put it on the screen or have everybody in there. Either way, we'll figure out. And I want to do a mock draft at that point. So
we'll do something.
We need 10 or 12?
10.
10. Okay. 10 double flex.
Double flex, of course.
10 double flex.
No kicker, please. That Yahoo League sells a kicker. The one I'm leaving.
Yeah.
You cannot have a kicker in your leagues. I'm sorry. If you're playing in a league and there's a kicker,
it's just ancient.
You're not playing fantasy football.
It's just ancient. That's it. It's done. And is there double flex in there? I don't remember.
No, there's
no double flex, right?
Yeah, that's such a bad
It's a 10-man or 12-man. I'm forgetting.
That's 10.
It's a 10. So and that's what I'm saying. If it's a 10-man league, it needs to be double flex.
Double flex because it's so easy.
It's too much talent. There's too much talent.
Get rid of the kicker.
If it was a 12-man league, single flex is fine.
Yeah,
but a 10-man league,
12 with double flex,
it's difficult. It's difficult. You're scrimmaging like crazy. It's nuts. So that brings us to a close. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. That closes out here, bud.
Thank you so much. Always remember to like, subscribe, share our page. If you have any comments or concerns or things you want us to talk about, let us know and we'll do that. Thank you so much and have a wonderful night.
Have a good one, guys.
You